All right, so today we're going to review our square roots. We'll talk a little bit about rational and irrational numbers. So the first number here we have is square root of 25. We're going to take the square root of 25, which is 5 or negative 5. So when you input your answers today, you're just going to put 5 or negative 5. Okay? So you can put plus minus in the front, but I think when you put it into the clever assignment, they're going to ask you to put in two answers, 5 or negative 5. So there's two square roots of 25. They are both rational numbers. 5 times 5 is 25, and also negative 5 times negative 5 is 25. So you have two rational roots of 25. Square root of 26. Square root of 26 does not have a perfect square root, so therefore it's called an irrational number. You cannot take the square root of 26. Okay, we have some problem solving here. So I have a square here. It has an area of 101.69 square centimeters. So we're trying to find out what could the two sides of the square be, so that when you square the number, so x times x is x squared, has to equal 169. So you're trying to find out what number times itself equals 1.69. Okay. And so we're going to take the square root of 1.69, which is 1.3. Okay. And you do not put a negative here because you can't have a negative side of a square. Okay. The next thing you're going to look at is where you have to find the square root of fractions. It's very simple. You're going to take the square root of the top number, and you're going to take the square root of the bottom number. Okay, so the square root of 1 is 1. The square root of 961 is 31, because 31 times 31 equals 961. If it asks you for two answers in Clever, you're going to put one positive and one negative. Okay, part 2 is going to be your problem solving. Okay. So if you see something like this, where you're going to find the square root of a number and square it, we'll see what happens. Square root of 9 is 3. 3 squared is 9. So when you have a square and a square root, they kind of cancel each other out. So it's just going to equal 9. 9 plus 5 is 14. Okay, on these questions, I don't think it asks you for two answers, so you can just put the one answer. And you have also something like this. 3 times the square root of 16 minus 5. So you're going to use order of operations. First thing you're going to do is find the square root of 16, which is 4. You're going to do 3 times 4, which is 12. 12 minus 5 is 7. If you see a problem like this, where it has a negative sign in front of the square root, okay, if you see something like this, you're just going to put the negative answer. So negative square root of 9 is 3. Square root of 49 is 7. And so you're just going to put one answer there. And remember, you put parentheses around anything that has a negative sign in front of it and it's a fraction. Okay, let's talk a little bit about rational and irrational numbers. So remember, your rational numbers are the numbers you can take the square root of. Irrational numbers are going to be long decimals, never ending when you try to take the square root. So a number that does not have a perfect square, is not a perfect square, is going to be irrational. Okay? If you have any questions, just let me know, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.